Hi, and welcome back to what is now season 7 of Community Storytelling here at KCAT TV 15. I'm your hostess, I guess you would call me, Lisa Chrysler. Been with you all 7 years, and I love doing this show, and I'm so glad you're with us. Community storytelling is all about people doing fabulous things, or maybe different things, or people who just have a great story to tell. And we have a gal sitting next to me who is all about great stories from Jewish Family Services of Silicon Valley. And her name is Debbie Michels. And welcome.
Hi, Lisa.
I'm so glad to have you
Thanks
here.
for having me.
You are so welcome. And you know, everybody's Jewish Family Services of Silicon Valley. I'm not Jewish. But no, that's not what you're about at all.
Not at all. Not at all. We've been actually serving the entire community for 46 years, if you can believe it. And although we started serving the Jewish community, over the years we've really expanded. We serve everybody, regardless of race, religion, country of origin, you name it. Everybody can come to us.
What said, okay, one day, you know what, we're not just about being Jewish or serving Jewish people, we're part of the community.
Oh, such a great question. Because we started serving people who were immigrating here, who were refugees. And they were first Jewish refugees, and then there were refugees from Iran and from other countries, and the needs just grew. And we were serving all people from all over the world. And then there were needs in the community, people of all backgrounds, faiths, countries of origin, and they needed help.
Well, let's start with the Jewish refugees. Let's start with our Holocaust survivors, because I know, don't you have about maybe 150, including family members?
Believe it or not, we're serving upwards of 200 to 250 survivors still.
And they must
with
be
us.
what, 85, 95?
Average age is around 90. Most of them, Lisa, live below the poverty line. They're living on maybe $800-900 a month of Social Security income. And that's where we come in to help. We help them with their needs, because, you know, one need, like a hearing aid, they can't afford it. So they're going to choose between hearing and conversing with their family and being a part of the conversation, or they're going to choose to pay their rent. And so we're there to help them make sure they have the home care needs they need, their medical equipment, food resources, all of those things.
And I would think there's still a lot more than just things. There's life experiences that they are still trying to deal with.
Absolutely. They want to be a part of the community. They want to celebrate holidays. We make sure that at every holiday of Passover and at the Jewish New Year, we give them holiday food bags so that they have foods that are traditional, and it connects them to their heritage, and they know that the community is there for them. We also have friendly visitor volunteers who go and can connect once a week and spend time with them.
So I know you're director of development now, but you were in charge for a couple of years at least of the refugees and the refugee housing
coordinator.
Settlement coordinator.
Yeah.
A long title.
Right.
You did it all.
I did it all. So I was actually a volunteer with JFS for many years.
Really?
And I would go in and I'd help with our holiday Embrace the Family Wish program. I'd organize the gifts as they came in, and our back to school drive, and I'd work at the front desk. And I started getting more involved with our refugee clients. I was teaching English to a Congolese family. And that was an experience. And then I got involved with our refugee housing team.
So I assume it started with Afghanistan residents who are coming here to America.
Right.
And then Ukrainian,
and I was supposed to just be helping finding housing for 5 months through the Afghan crisis. And here we are today, almost 3 years later, and we're still receiving Afghan refugees, Ukrainians. We're going to serve this year upwards of 1,000 refugees.
So what brings them to Silicon Valley?
We get that question all the time. The most expensive housing market in the nation, right?
Hard to get a job.
I know, yeah, actually. So most people go where they have a U.S. tie. They have somebody, they have support.
Yes.
And that's what draws them.
Well, there's so many Ukrainian flags all over Silicon Valley the last couple of years.
Yeah, and there's a really big Afghan community in Alameda County, but people come here. And who doesn't want to come to California and the Bay Area? So it's a challenge. It's very challenging to find them affordable housing.
Well, I know, so I'm a member of Rotary Club of Los Gatos, and I know we have a team of people who come to actually pick up some of these refugees at the airport. And at the next meeting, they come in crying, just talking about the experience. I mean, I can't even imagine how frightening it has to be. I mean, you know, you're excited to come to a new land, but you have nothing.
You have nothing. Imagine leaving everything. I mean, these are people who have professions, their education, their families, their livelihoods, and you're forced to flee because it is unsafe for you to remain where you are. You'll be killed.
And you come here,
and you come here, and you don't know what you're coming to, and it's a very different culture, and many people don't know the language. So we have English as a second language classes, and we work with people from pre-beginner to advanced English speakers, and we help them find employment and get their first housing here and rebuild their lives. Yeah, we cry every day at work. We cry every day. We hear the stories.
You either cry going home or smile going home knowing what you did today.
Right. And sometimes it's both. Sometimes it's a really happy cry. Yes. We just had a staff meeting last week, and we were sharing what we call mission moments. And we were talking about this one man who his dream was to work in aerospace engineering. And he said, it's my dream. And his career counselor, our career services counselor, said, well, then go for your dream. We're going to help you. And they worked with him on his resume and how to interview and share how his skills translated here. And he got the job with a major aerospace company. And he called crying. And then we're crying every day.
I need another success story. Give
me
another
one. Gosh, another success story. You know, we work a lot with older adults, not just refugees.
And their caretakers.
And we had a woman who, she, again, could not afford the very expensive hearing aid that her doctor said, you need this. And she told us, I'm out walking. I don't hear the oncoming traffic. I'm at dinner with see, I'll cry. I'm with my son and my daughter-in-law, and I can't participate in the dinner conversation. And we helped her get that hearing aid. And she said, I am born again. You gave me my life. Do you want a tissue?
No, where are the Kleenex?
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm sure almost every day you have those stories.
We have them every day, yeah.
And now everybody's saying, okay, how can I get in touch with Jewish Family Services?
Oh, gosh.
In Silicon Valley.
You know, we rely so much on volunteers. Like you said, you have Rotary members who go and do the airport pickups. When refugees first arrive here, they don't have transportation yet. They don't have driver's license yet. So we need people to help drive them to their medical appointments, to job interviews, help them with tutoring, with English, practicing for a job interview, things like that. Moving them into their first apartments, helping furnish it. We provide all of that, but we need help doing that. So.
Who funds you? Where do you get the money to do all these wonderful things?
Yeah, we rely a lot on the community, a lot. We have contracts and grants, but you know, a refugee coming in gets a little over $1,300, which is supposed to help them with housing, clothing, food, all their necessities for the first 3 months. $1,300.
Is that from the federal government?
Right. And in actuality, we've calculated it's about $7,500 per person that it takes.
Sure.
Think about making just a rental deposit, right? Paying your first and last month's rent when you get your new apartment, buying all the things you need for that, the car seats, the strollers. So we really rely on the community's support. It's a lot.
And I know you help so much with the elderly community, but what I love is you're there to support the caretakers too.
Right. Right. So we have a lot of support. Our care managers can work with a family and say, tell us your concerns, tell us your needs. Do you need respite care? Do you need somebody to help take your loved one to doctor's appointments because you're trying to also work a full-time job? We can help coordinate all of that.
And again, it doesn't matter what your religion is.
It doesn't matter what your religion is, what your political views are, what country of origin you come from. We're serving Muslims, Christians, Zoroastrians, Jews, everybody.
But I think the help that you give is based on Jewish values.
Right. We have 3 core Jewish values that guide everything we do, all our interactions.
Please share them.
Tikkun olam, repairing the world, welcoming the stranger, and treating everyone with dignity and respect. And that starts with our colleagues, with our volunteers, with our clients, with our community partners.
Now I am going to cry.
I know.
I should have known.
And you know what I love is one of the things with the craziness in the world right now, we really do work with so many people, so many community partners of all faiths, churches, mosques, synagogues, Rotary groups, service organizations, students, educational groups. We're building bridges. We break down those stereotypes, and we're all just there to strengthen the community together.
Although I must say, and it's not just with Jewish Family Services, I was very sad, but it's a way of life now. When I was knocking on the front door, and you guys just moved to a new office.
We did.
You're still on Oka, but you're on the other side, or is that not Oka
We're
anymore?
actually around the corner on University Avenue.
University.
We outgrew our space. In just 2 years, we went from 20 employees to 44, and we're
amazing.
still hiring. So we're in the original Netflix building, which is our claim to fame.
And then there's that security guard standing outside.
Yeah.
But I know that is a way of life.
You know, I think you go to any Jewish organization, and even my colleague who attends a mosque, and we all have security these days, and it's really unfortunate. But
So does that make you feel good and protected, or does it sometimes say, oh, geez, why is the world like this now?
it's hard.
It is
It's
hard.
really hard, but our number one job is to serve our clients, and we need to make sure they're safe, and we need to make sure our staff is safe. And it's a crazy world, and so unfortunately, it's a reality.
Yes. And I wanted everyone to know, because I went knocking on the door, and this lovely woman, looked at me and opened the door. Yes, Olga, sweet Olga.
Yeah.
So again, look right at it. Tell everybody how they can contact Jewish Family Services, whether it be to volunteer or to donate or
Yeah,
anything.
thank you so much. We would love you to volunteer, donate, help us. You can go to our website at www.jfssv.org. You can call us at 408-556-0600 and ask for me, Debbie Michels, and we'll work with you, especially teens. If teens are looking for service hours and things, we have ways to help them get those hours. So
I'm so glad
yeah,
you mentioned
yeah.
that.
So all
Because
the young
yes,
people.
every school now requires
I
community service
know,
hours.
and we
That's
need
great.
help. So we'll work with you.
Debbie Michels, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thank you.
Jewish Family Services of Silicon Valley, right here in Los Gatos. And thank you for being with us. And thank you to Glenn Nakazawa for these wonderful pictures that we had made into gorgeous photos, or I guess maybe I said it the other way around, but this is just makes our set so beautiful. And Linda Lester, I love you. Community Storytelling loves you. KCAT TV 15 loves you. Our anonymous donor, our new sponsor this year, thank you so very much. And thank you for you being with us today on KCAT TV 15, Community Storytelling at its finest. I'm Lisa Chrysler.